Alright, and welcome to episode 66 of Lost Judgment. My name's Judas Cruz, but you can call me JC. And in the last episode, we were just here trying to find Kuwana and Gyomisho. But if you want to know what fully happened in the last episode, go check that out. If you're new here, hey, what's up? I hope you stick around and enjoy. And if you do enjoy, I would ask that you please like and subscribe. If you want to, you do not have to, of course, but it is free, and you can unsub and unlike at any time. But like I said, my name's Judas Cruz, but you can call me JC. Let's just get straight into it. I got past like the first 2 or 3 cops, and I realized this is like my 5th time, my 5th time trying to record a video for YouTube, or 6th, I don't know. And this is my 3rd or 4th, I think it's my 4th time trying to record the Lost Judgment. It keeps having issues for some reason, audio issues or video issues. I have no idea why. I'm assuming it's because Elgato is amazing. An amazing company that has no issues. And all of their technology works amazing. Smile. But yeah. That's why I haven't been posting. Obviously, it sucks when you work a whole bunch on a video. And you wait like 3 or 4 hours for it to render. And you realize, oh, hey. It didn't work. Oh, hey, why did I not check the audio more? How did I not notice there's one area where the audio's fucked? That's amazing. But yeah, that and then my health, obviously. I've tried basically all the treatments for my migraines now. Nothing seems to have lasting effect or work too much. Yeah. So, I'm kinda screwed. Chronic migraines are lovely. I want to say so much about my migraines, but it's a little graphic, so I won't. Anyways, let's get into the video, no? I think this is the first spot where actual dialogue happens. That's new. I also want to talk about the schedule. I am going to upload Shin Megami Tensei Lost Vengeance on the channel. I'm probably going to have that, I forget when I'm supposed to throw this, have that take the place of one of the Sonic videos. So Sonic will go down to 1 per week, along with Lost Vengeance. Lost Vengeance? Wow, I just mixed 2 games. Vengeance. No, I'm fine. Yeah, because I think I'm pretty close to finishing Lost Judgment. At least 2/3 of the way through, I would assume. And same thing with Mario. But when it comes to Mario, I am going to be uploading. I forget when I'm supposed to throw this. Uploading. What's it called? The remaster of Thousand Year Door. Just gotta wait a little bit, it seems. And that will probably end up taking one of the days of Mario until I finish that. And then it will have 2 days. And the other thing I've been trying to talk about in every video that I've recorded, and I've probably ranted about it for over 5 hours at this point, on recording alone, is the Elden Ring DLC. I know everyone's saying it's like a masterpiece and they love it. I think it's good. I think it's great. I think it's a 8 out of 10, I would say. But I definitely like Ring City and Old Hunters more. It's not the best FromSoft DLC. You know what? I might even I don't even think I like it. Maybe. I think it's on par with the Dark Souls 1 DLC. I don't know, though. I might say Dark Souls 1 DLC is a little bit better. Problems I have with it. I'm gonna let him talk first. If you don't want spoilers on the Elden Ring DLC, you probably just shouldn't watch this video, because I'm going to spoil the whole thing. But I'll say the things I like first. I like all the new weapons. I like a majority of the new spells and incantations, I would say. I like how they focused on Mikola and Saint Trina a lot. There's a lot of cool-looking zones. What else? I would say over half the Remembrance bosses are really good. And I like all the NPCs. And that's probably it. I have a lot of problems with it still, though. Like, way too much empty space. I swear to God, compared to the base game, which was already kind of empty at points, it is so fucking empty. There is just so much nothing in it. They should have just put stuff there, or just not done that much empty space. I don't know why they did that. I'm gonna let them finish talking first. Alright, empty space. I feel like 90% of the bosses were way too easy for a DLC. Like, DLC FromSoft bosses are known for being cracked, such as Manus and Calamy are quite difficult when you first fight them. The Fume Knight is quite difficult. Sin, Slumbering Dragon, difficult. Burnt Ivory King, I wish was actually harder in Dark Souls 2. Bloodborne and all of its bosses are good in the DLC, except the Living Failures. So that's 1 out of the 4. I think it's 4. Maria, Ludwig, Orphan of Kos, Living Failures. Yeah. And Elden Ring. I mean, not Elden Ring. Dark Souls 3 DLC. Well, is amazing. The first part of the Dark Souls 3 DLC just has Father Ariandel and the, what's it called? The Gravetender Wolf, right? Which the wolf part of that fight is awesome. I never like NPC fights. I never think you can really do them well. Just because an NPC AI is just so buns. You know what I mean? It's just so buns at the game. They just, I don't know if they know how to code NPC bosses. And Father Ariandel and Sister Frida are one of the best bosses in Souls. The demon princes in the Ringed City start off with a bang in that DLC. One of the best bosses in Souls, easily. I know some people don't like that fight because they really just can't rise to the occasion, and they can't fight two bosses at once. And that's fine. Some people just can't rise to the occasion. And then there's Half-Light, which Half-Light is an NPC boss, so ass. Cool, though, if you actually get to fight a person. Really cool if you do get to fight a person, though. And Midir is the best dragon fight in Souls to this day, even after Elden Ring DLC. Gale is still probably my favorite fight in all of Souls. I think the only one that would come close is maybe the final boss of the DLC, or like Inner Father from Sekiro. And the DLC has something like 40 bosses, and 80% of those are just copy and pastes from the base game. So you're spending $40 for like 10 new bosses. It's kind of lame, when that's what most people play the Souls games for, is for the awesome boss fights. That's what you're always looking forward to, is the next boss fight. And not even all the Remembrance bosses are great. I don't know why the Dancing Lion is a Remembrance boss. I don't know why they didn't do some more important lore character, or some character from the base game that we never saw. But whatever. Some more important horn scent maybe would have been cool, but no, you get Dancing Lion, some no-name bum who ends up appearing again later in the DLC. Thank you, Miyazaki. I really appreciate you making me spend $40 on this. And then after that is like the first good fight, I would say, in the DLC after everything you do. Not that the Dancing Lion's not an alright and fun fight at times. The camera is just horrendous in that first arena, since the camera gets caught in the walls a lot. And R'Lana is actually really good. I like R'Lana. Good fight. The problem with her, though, way too easy. When I fought her, I know you can go there super early, but when I fought her, I beat her on the literal first try. And this is going to be a theme, a common theme with the DLC bosses. If you actually explore, and by the by, I don't use status effects, summons, spirit ashes, nothing to make the game easier. I literally am a strength build with 2 weapons. I use charged attacks, obviously R1, crouch attacks, and obviously jump attacks when I have the time, but can't really use those too often since they have a lot of end lag. But R'Lana was a joke. Way too easy. And I think I was like Shadow Tree Blessing 5 or 4 or something. I know some people go there when they're like 1 or 2 still, and they get messed up. And then after R'Lana is what? The hippo? Oh, great. A golden hippo. That's fine, I guess. but it ends up showing up like 12 million times the normal hippos. It's like, but this one uses crucible stuff, guys. Okay, nice. It's a slightly bigger hippo that uses 2 different moves. Great. I love it. Thank you, Miyazaki. At least that's not a remembrance boss. Why is this dude beating my ass? You don't like the Elden Ring slander. Not that I'm slandering it. I'm only this critical of it because I know how good Miyazaki and his team are. And I know how amazing they can do if they I'm not gonna say they didn't try. I just don't know what the problem was with this DLC, what their problem was. I really don't. Maybe it was rushed. I could see that it was rushed. But it's a lot of the problems that base Elden Ring had too, in that there's just a lot of copy and paste, same assets. Not that, like, that's a bad thing all the time. But when it's just copy and paste assets and it's just open space, it is a bad thing. And when I'm spending $40 for it, that's lame. I almost wish the Shadow Tree Blessing thing wasn't a thing, because I feel like that makes it either way too hard for you or way too easy for you. And you have to, like, keep track of, like, a certain amount that you want to have for each bot, and it's just like, why do I need to do that to make an equal fight or a decently challenging fight? You know what I mean? It's just whatever. I shouldn't have to do that. That's kind of your whole job as a game designer, fam. And then I don't need a save. What's after Rolana? Oh yeah, let's talk about how there's like 12 million copy-paste dragons. The Ghost Flame dragons, the Jagged Peak dragons. For some reason, there's an ancient dragon in the Jagged Peak that was unironically the hardest boss besides the final boss for me. I don't know why that thing has so much health, but it does. And you might be thinking, well, it's just your Shadow Tree Blessing. No, because after I beat that thing, I went on to Bale, and I beat Bale on like my 5th or 6th try. So it's obviously not that. I don't know why that random copy-paste ancient dragon is so fucking cracked. They just decide to put it in water and give it 10 quadrillion health. It just didn't. It was not fun. But yeah, Bale is cool, but I also think Bale is too easy. Another problem I have with the DLC is just like kind of pulling characters out of nowhere. Now, for a lot of them, I don't fully know if they're out of nowhere, but there were so many unanswered questions in the base game that I wish they would have focused on those characters we didn't get to see, or those characters that weren't fully elaborated on, like Glow-Eyed Queen, the Shadows of Millennia Mithla, Godwin's children, Godwin himself. Bale is like the only one besides the final boss. And Meteor, maybe? That have connections to the base game. I guess there's like connection by association for like the Putrescent Knight and Rolana. I don't know if Rolana's mentioned. I don't think she is in the base game. But Bale's a good fight. I like Bale. I think that's one of my favorite fights from the DLC. And then the Putrescent Knight is just horrendous. It's way too easy. I don't know why they made the boss for Saint Trina some no-name dude that's just the dumbest model I've ever seen in my life. That is just another dude on a horse, as if we didn't get enough of those in the base game with Tree Sentinels, Knights Cavalry, and so on and so on. That one really annoys me, especially since Saint Trina is such an interesting character. literally being Miquela's Radagon, basically. I wish they would have done something cooler for her as a boss. It'd have been cooler if we just, like, got to fight her avatar. Not, like, her, obviously, but, like, an avatar of hers in some way that actually uses sleep and not just, like, frostbite, because that's what the Putrescent Knight uses for some reason. Not sleep, for whatever reason. And if you're going to say, oh, well, sleep would be too difficult, good. That's good. Elden Ring DLC, I mean, like, FromSoft DLC are supposed to be hard. Like, the hardest fight to me was the final boss, and that was my favorite fight, and I think it's a top 10, top 15 FromSoft boss. I don't mind challenge at all. I love challenge, actually, especially when it's a fight like the final boss or Millennia. It's amazing. I love it. Medur's a cool fight, but again, way too easy. Beat that first try. For such a character, they're literally like an Elden Beast. They're supposed to be a daughter of the Greater Will. Why are they so easy to defeat? Maybe that's on me. I don't know. Like, I honestly feel like I did something wrong, because everybody was having so much trouble with it, and I feel like I kind of just breezed through it until I got to the final boss. And I know that's probably just because I have a lot of playtime on all the FromSoft games. I've platinumed, like, each game 2 or 3 times, like once on PS5 and once on PC. But I don't know. I don't think it's that, because there's other experienced Souls players that had a difficult time, I'm pretty sure. I had, like, I think 750 hours on Elden Ring before I got to the DLC. I played through it and gotten the platinum, so I played through it 3 or 4 times. It's just like, it'd been cool if Medur was stronger. And the biggest disappointment to me is just how easy Mesmer was. I beat Mesmer second try. I had Shadow Tree Blessing, like, level 11 or 12, mind you, which I think the recommended is 10. So, why does he not have 2 health bars like Millennia? He's literally the poster boy. He's the one who's being built up the entire DLC. Why does he have 1 health bar? Why is he so squishy? Give him more health. And mind you, I played the DLC the second it came out. I beat it, like, first week, I think. So, if they've been nerfed, I fought them before they've been nerfed. So if they've been nerfed, I don't know if they have, then they're going to be weaker than they already were, which is just crazy to me. Medur is, like, Mesmer, Medur is a cool fight, Bale's a good fight, Rolana's a good fight. I like those 4 fights, and the final boss, of course, is an amazing fight. Those are the 5 fights to me that are just fire. Midra's a decent fight as well, but I wish we could have gotten Shibiri instead. I don't even know if Midra was mentioned in the base game. It'd have been way cooler to fight Shibiri, somebody we've been building up the entire base game. The dude who started the Frenzy Flame in the Lands Between. This guy that got an entire race killed. But no, here's Midra, random guy we added. Thank you, From Software. I love you. I totally don't want to strangle you. It's just so annoying. There's so many issues and it's mostly issues with the bosses in lore that I have with the DLC. Everything else, in my opinion, is great. The Letta fight, I think, is great too. I think fighting all the NPCs. I fought with Anshbach and Dialier, and I fought every NPC I could fight. So I fought the Hornset in that fight, I fought Mor in that fight, I fought Letta, I fought Freya, I fought Dane. I'm pretty sure that's it. I could be wrong though. That was a good fight. That's probably the best NPC fight they've ever done. Because Half-Light, I wouldn't consider that an NPC fight, because a player can play it, and same thing with the old monk. Those are really good if you actually get a player. And I have literally no problems with the final boss, except for the fact that why Radon? Please, this is my biggest this is my biggest gripe with the entire DLC. It's the Radon jerk-off DLC. I swear to God. I don't know who at FromSoft was a big fan of Radon. I'm pretty sure it was probably George or Miyazaki that really liked him. And obviously the fan base loves Radon. They glaze the shit out of him. I think he's fine. I don't mind Radon. But he definitely is not my favorite character in the DLC. He's like mid. I mean, my favorite character in the story. He's pretty mid to me. Guy that likes to fight. He's really strong. Okay. I think Godfrey does a better job at that, and I like him way more. Because he's built up the entire base game. He's first Elden Lord. He's tarnished like you. Godfrey is just a fucking amazing fight, I swear. That's another one of my top 15 Souls fights. If you fight Godfrey as a strength build, it's just, oh man, it's so good. And if you take your shirt off and start using your fists when he goes into his second phase, shit is just so epic. I love him so much. That is such a good fight. And especially like going and reading the swords and they're just gassing Godfrey up and you fight his image in Langdell, and then you get to the end and you see the guidance of grace of his pointing at you. It's like, oh my God. It's so sick. I love it, honestly. Godfrey's amazing, but that's that. The base game's better than the DLC, unironically, in my opinion. I do think Radon is overall the best boss in Elden Ring. Obviously the DLC Radon. But I think pound for pound, the base game has better fights. I love Morgoth, I love Mog, I love Millennia, I love Placidusix, I love Godfrey, I love Radagon, don't like the Elden Beast. Oh my God, yeah, the base game actually has so many bangers. Godric's a fun fight for like a first remembrance boss, for a first main boss. He's great. What else? I'm kind of just going to yap until I end the episode, which is probably going to be in like a minute once I get all my thoughts out. Mesmer, way too easy, beat him on my second try. I wish they would have given him 2 health bars or made him tanky like the final boss. I don't care about Radon. I wish they would have focused more on the other stuff that I had mentioned, like the Glow-Eyed Queen. We still don't even know if that's Melina or her mom or someone else entirely. Just because she has a glowy eye at one of the endings doesn't mean that makes it her. It would have been cool to learn more about some of the outer gods, like the Death Outer God, since we were literally in the Death realm, but no, I guess. It'd have been cool to learn more about the Star Beasts and such, and Astels, and the other stuff outside of the lands between, but no. It'd have been cool to learn more about the Rot Goddess than just, oh, that's right, Ramana is such a forgettable boss that I didn't even bring her up. She's a decent fight, though. She's like a good 7 to 8 out of 10. She's just so forgettable because her lore is just so tiny. I just don't care. She's another character that was kind of just ass-pulled. I feel like, unironically, the only boss that's not an ass-pull is, Metter and Radon? Right? If I'm wrong, correct me. But I would have much rather just fought Mikola on his own, since, they were building him up. Ashbach talks about how he's terrifying. He's a literal god. Why is he having a demigod fight for him? Why did he bring Radon back and not Millennia? And if you're saying, well, they don't know if you've killed Millennia yet, then why didn't they make Millennia a boss you have to kill to access the DLC? Then they could have made her the final boss. fighting Millennia and Mikkel at the same time would have... Oh, that would have been so bomb. Lorien and Lothric 2.0, but like way better. That would have been heater instead of fucking Radon, who doesn't even speak one line in the entire fucking time we've ever seen him ever. Never see him speak a line. Oh, Gaius, why do we need a brother to Radon? Who the fuck cares? I know there's so many people that love Radon that are gonna just hate me. But that's fine. If you love Radon, I'm glad. The DLC was made for you, basically. It's great. I think that's all I really have to say. I wish Godwyn would have gotten more stuff in it. They put the Death Knights around. I loved Godwyn. I would have been cool to fight an image of him in some way, whether as Prince of Death or before he got killed by Destined Death. I wish they would have talked more about some of the Outer Gods, yeah. I wish Shibiri was there instead of Midra. I wish the bosses were harder. The final boss, I feel like, is the perfect difficulty, but I wish the other bosses were that same difficulty. Yeah. That's all I really have to say about that. That was a lot more than 1 minute, so sorry about that. But this is where I'm going to end today's episode. Give me your thoughts on the DLC if you played it. As always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Check out the description. Make sure to turn notifications on and select all these if you want to. You don't have to, but if you don't, not maybe this will show up in your sub box. So make sure to select all if you want to stay up to date. As always, hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for spending your time with me. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I hope to see you in the next one. My name is Judas Cruz, but you can call me JC. And yeah, I already said I hope to see you in the next one. I don't know why I was about to say that again. All right. Like I said, Judas Cruz, JC. Love y'all. Bye-bye. Yo, eso sale en los